Well, good afternoon. I'm really excited because of the fact that I've been doing some work with the James Island Fire Department, and we've been doing some leadership training. This past 2 weeks, I've been working with the administrative staff on some John Maxwell disc. I'm excited because I'm witnessing some change. But I want to go back a few sessions back when I was dealing with one of the specific shifts, and I'm going to introduce you to one of the captains on the shift. It's William Tucker. And we were talking about leadership, and we got into talking about relationships. And, I can teach things, but sometimes it's better that we hear it from other people. And William had actually said something, and I wanted him to share it with you because I cannot turn around and give it justice as to what he shared. So we were talking about relationships, and I want William to kind of, if the best that you can, to remember what you kind of said that day, because it made an impact on me. And I can tell you this, I'm using it as part of a teaching tool. I just can't utilize it like he can. So, William, tell me about what we were talking about that day.
All right, so we were discussing relationships and learning our people, our personnel, how everyone interacts with each other. We spend the majority of our time today trying to categorize people when we do not know anything about that person. So what we have to do, and it's a practice that I've learned from my grandfather, and he pounded it into me the best he could.
That's the tones in the background.
Yes.
We're going to give it just a second.
801, Banfield Penthouse, Middle Folly Road, 520 Folly Road, Apartment 50. Alarm. Incident Channel 4. Letter 801, engine 110.
Has to go twice.
That's right. Sorry about this. Bear with it, but this is actually at a working fire station.
Folly Road, 520 Folly Road, Apartment 50. Cross Streets. Harborview Road and Telpier Way. Alarm.
Right.
Incident Channel 4, 1405.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So the premise behind it is when we look at people, we find out basic information. Mr. Schrade, nice to meet you. Where are you from? Hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. Well, as you told us, you grew up in Cleveland. You worked for Cleveland Heights Fire Departments, and in that area, that's where your career started. All right, well, that's great. Little things about you. Can you tell me about your parents? Tell me about how you were raised. Well, we don't look at those things. We look nowadays at, I was born in the early 70s.
Okay.
I'm Generation X.
Yeah.
I have to ask, and I would expect you to ask, how were you raised?
Right.
And the reasoning behind that is you find out where a person is from, not just where they grew up and where they lived, but you find out more about when in that where. So it's, my grandfather had a great influence on my life.
Right.
I was raised by my grandparents. I was raised the way my parents were raised.
Yes.
I was born in the early 70s, but I was raised to somebody that was born in the 40s.
Gotcha.
So that is more about where a person is from.
So you learned about people and you try to understand them.
You try to understand them. What makes that person tick? Do they have an older set of values as compared to today?
Yes.
Are their social interactions different? I'm born and raised in the South, old rural southern town.
Yes.
So, old rural southern town with a 1940s.
And the thing
raising.
is, then we kind of pigeonhole you based upon that because we don't know you.
You don't understand.
Because we didn't
exactly
build a relationship to understand you.
Exactly.
Profound. I think this is profound. William, thanks for your input.
Exactly.
You've made an impact on me. One of the great things that I get to do is I get to meet new people and learn from them. So make it a great day. Thanks for your time, my friend.
Thank you, sir.